Hello, fellow scholars and purveyors of morbid curiosities alike. I'm Dr. Caleb, joined by the long arm of the arm that is reaching under to grab his Pringles, Dr. Zach. And this is SCPod. Zach, how are you today?
Um.
Well, let me ask you this, Zach.
Yeah.
When you're shopping,
hmm
do you ever pay attention to, the look of the food that you are buying, at the grocery store?
Oh yeah. Like I have gotten really good at finding which potatoes are actually just going to be really good.
So I have a bone to pick with multiple companies in this world, but
Mhm.
specifically Cheez-Its.
Okay.
Because as somebody that I enjoy a Cheez-It every once in a while, it's a probably top 25 snack food of mine, but I go through a phase where I'll be walking through the store and I'm like, oh, I could go for something to keep in the house to snack on.
hmm
And sometimes that's Cheez-Its.
hmm
Recently found myself walking through a Costco, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get these Cheez-Its. It's the once every 3 years where I could enjoy some Cheez-Its.
hmm
Um, and I brought it home, and I was eating some right before we pressed record, and I got a bunch that were burnt, and I absolutely hate burnt Cheez-Its.
Okay.
And I wish that the container for Cheez-Its was see-through so I could pick out the ones that look the least burnt.
I think I'm having a hard time understanding because I fucking love Cheez-Its and I love burnt Cheez-Its.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
and so I fail to see the
I don't think you're
problem.
in the minority there.
So I think I speak on behalf of everyone when I accept that you're wrong, even if you don't. Um,
Okay, okay. So here's where I will appeal to your better nature,
okay.
if there was such a thing. Um, if you had the opportunity to go through the aisle, now, okay, it's a little bit different because they actually have Cheez-Its that are burnt Cheez-Its, they have a box that is specifically for burnt Cheez-Its. But
Mhm.
if you were going through the aisle and they just had regular Cheez-Its,
Mhm.
would you not want to be able to pick out the ones that were the most burnt, or the ones that appealed to you because they were the most burnt? Like, imagine the inverse of
No,
my problem, where you come home with a box of Cheez-Its and none of them are burnt.
no, because I also don't care that much.
Okay, fair enough. Why don't you
The
just fucking read the? Oh no, actually, I'm starting the article.
okay,
SCP-995. Object class Euclid. Special containment procedures are as follows, or at least they would be, except it looks like it's been scribbled out a little bit. So starting off where it hasn't been scribbled off. All personnel should be sterilized before and after coming into the containment cell. SCP-995 is to be contained in multiple terrariums, with each colony separated. Currently, there are 4 colonies. Each terrarium is to be made to fit the number and size of SCP-995 in the colony. SCP-995 has been moved to a larger containment room, which is 20 by 20 meters. Each terrarium is to be cleaned weekly. If any colony reaches the established population limit, randomly selected SCP-995s are to be destroyed. Only Level 2 personnel or higher are granted access to SCP-995, with approval from any Level 3 researcher that has been assigned to SCP-995. Feeding of the specimens is to be done twice a week at appropriate hours. During any containment breach, the room is to be sterilized by incineration.
description. SCP-995 is an organism with traits that vary between those of a fungi and those of animals. 995's life cycle starts with it being a spore. The spore stays dormant until it finds an area that has low light and is moist. However, a 995 spore has more probability of activating under artificial structures such as household furniture. Leather, vinyl, and polyester seem to be favored. There, the spore will grow into a soft organic mass which feeds off microorganisms in the air. It will continue to grow, sprouting appendages enabling it to move. A mouth will soon form, along with teeth and a simple digestive tract. SCP-995, in its mature stage, feeds on larger organisms such as insects and rodents. The specimen will then start generating more instances of 995 via the reproduction of spores. SCP-995 has been known to reach the size of redacted in diameter. Infants have become prey along with household pets. If a large population of SCP-995 has spawned in a small area, SCP-995 will start to migrate, having the capabilities of infesting an average house by the hundreds in a few days. The first instance of SCP-995 was discovered in a furniture shop in Georgia, which closed down the previous month due to financial issues. A group of adolescents trespassed in the closed shop and discovered the partially consumed body of a homeless man who seemed to have taken shelter in the store. Police were called in and discovered a large colony of SCP-995 in the store, and a Foundation team was sent to investigate. The team administered Class A amnestics to the police officers involved and shipped the colony of 995 to a Foundation site.
Addendum. SCP-995 has been relocated to a larger containment room since the locations of 3 new colonies have been discovered and contained. A list has been configured to catalog the current colonies and their diverse characteristics. And starting with the list of colonies of SCP-995, we have colony SCP-995-A. The number of specimens is 349. And the current description, SCP-995-A are grayish-blue in color, ranging from 8 centimeters to 40 centimeters in diameter during mature stage. Special characteristics. 995-A move on 4 appendages with clawed feet and currently appear to have the fastest reproductive rate. Same, buddy.
Yay. Colony 995-B. Number of specimens, 10. Description. The -Bs are a dark green and range from 30 centimeters to larger in diameter during the mature stage. Special characteristics of the -Bs are the most aggressive of the species and have an elongated snout with extremely sharp needle-like teeth which are coated in an unknown paralyzing agent.
Colony 995-C. Number of specimen, 264. 995-C are black in color and range from 5 to 20 centimeters in diameter at mature age. Special characteristics, 995-C are the smallest in size and are able to expel a highly acidic chemical from their 4 eyes.
Oof. And then lastly, 995-D for the last colony. Discovered on May 30th, 2011. Number of specimens are 23, and the -Ds are dark red in color and range from 10 centimeters and up in diameter during the mature age. And their special characteristics are that they are able to emit a variety of noise which varies from ringtones to a human infant's cry. It is presumed these sounds are made to lure in prey in the area where a group of them would attack. 995-D seems to be the most advanced in behavior and intelligence. Caleb, we got critters!
We do have critters. This is the one time we're allowed to be funny during the episode. We're not allowed to be funny anytime after that. These are fun guys.
These little guys. Regular, they kind of remind me of dragon snails a little bit.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Like, the -Bs give me real goo wyvern vibes.
Yeah, I mean, they're just fucked up little dudes. I also think that this is the pre-stage to Dark Souls mimics.
Maybe.
These will soon evolve into Dark Souls mimics.
I was gonna say more like, I don't know if you ever encountered them in Dark Souls 1, but, the Vagrants.
Yeah.
They kind of remind me of the Vagrants, like the evil Vagrants.
Yeah. So, I guess it stands to ask the question, where the fuck does this fit in with the Gate Guardian mythos?
I wasn't going to start with that, but, we were definitely going to get there. Is Eden overrun with critters?
I,
Is Uriel the gate
I
guardian of is Uriel the archangel gate guardian of Eden, keeping in the critters? Is he protecting us
maybe the
from
Gate
the
Guardian is just
critters?
a fun guy as well.
Yeah, he's a real fun guy. Um, is Uriel the gate guardian of the threshold of paradise a critter?
I just like. I love that we threw this one in here because now I'm like, okay, like last week we covered Cain and all the things to do with that, but where the fuck? like now I'm way more intrigued by the Gate Guardian now.
Right, because like the episodes for this season are all SCPs that are referenced in the 001 proposal for the Gate Guardian. And so 995 came up, and we're like, cool, what's going on with that? Now that we've read it out loud, I am fascinated.
Yeah.
So real talk, Caleb. Hard hitting conversation topic. You ready?
I just don't like the way they taste, Zach. The burnt Cheez-Its, I don't like the way they taste.
Caleb, we've talked about this. Do we need to get a pod divorce?
Who gets to keep Braxton in the divorce?
I think technically you, for a lot of reasons.
Fair. What's your question, Zach?
Out of the 4 colony types, which one would you rather deal with?
I feel like okay, so there's a couple things that go into my decision here.
Mm-hmm.
One of which is how fast would my house be overran?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the most unfortunate part because Colony A is like the easiest choice for me. Like they're just fucked up little dudes.
Yeah.
But they already have 349 of them, and they have the fastest reproductive rate. So that is unfortunate. Like, I do have a cat. I hate him, but I don't want him to be eaten by a bunch of fucking frog wannabes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Frog
I
abuse.
think the easiest and most low-lying fruit is probably 995D, which just like play noises and have the most advanced behavior and intelligence. Like, I could probably domesticate them.
Okay.
I could fix them.
You could fix them. I think I'd go with
Why?
B.
Do you have a different answer?
I think I'd go with B.
Really?
Because I feel like it would be an honest fight.
That's true. That's
Also,
true. You are on record as saying that you just want to live with something that wants to fight you at all times.
I am on record as saying that, but also I live in a 200 square foot studio apartment, and so it would be hilarious because it would just be like this really cramped, like Daredevil style hallway fight, like ah. Like I am just taking shots with my little 38, just in this like, dear God, hatchet in one arm, revolver in the other.
And there's 10 of them. Like, feasibly, you could probably take them.
The only problem is, like, because they reproduce by spores, I would have to, like, cover my entire apartment in, like, the strongest bleach I could find, or find something like purple tiger cleaner.
Yeah, but I feel like you're doing that no matter what anyway. Like, no matter which one you're taking home.
Yeah. But no, I think my answer is B.
I think that makes sense, given the mythology around you.
The mythos.
Uh,
What is the worst infestation?
Now, the real question is, do you think that, like, you could actually take the bees? Because they do have an unknown toxin.
I don't know. It depends on, like, if I'm just at home and, like, chilling around in my shorts, Probably not. Like, even on, like, if I'm fully prepared, I think it's 70-30 their way. And even then, that feels generous.
That's what I think too.
I think even then, I think that's fairly generous on my part.
What about with prep time?
With prep time, I still think it's 70-30. Even, again,
Okay.
that's probably generous. What is the worst infestation you've dealt with personally?
That's a good question. I have had a few bouts of like my mom bringing home a stray animal and getting my entire house coated in fleas. Um, and to the point that like I cannot stand the thought of fleas. We've had our house infested with fleas on numerous occasions, and like it's kind of whatever for me. Like I hated like the feeling of them crawling on me and stuff like that, but like I felt mostly just bad for my cat, and like I would just like take him to like the vet to get him treated, and then like we'd just go stay in a hotel until they like got the house bombed or whatever that they needed to do. Yeah, so I'd probably say that. I struggle to think if there's like, I mean, there were a few times that like we got like mold in our like childhood houses and stuff like that. But I mean, for the most part, I never had to deal with like bed bugs or anything quite like that. There was a time that we had our entire front yard infested with tarantulas.
As one does.
Yeah. And that was really fun. People who listen to podcasts might know that I used to own a tarantula.
Rip Diego.
And yeah. Yeah, so that's about it.
I think for me...
What about you?
So there are two that come to mind. So I grew up in East Portland. And a common thing that is said is that East Portland was built on an anthill. I had so many fucking black ants growing up in the house I grew up in.
Yeah.
And they were just there, omnipresent. We tried everything we could think of, everything that was suggested, and we just never got rid of them. And so you just accepted that some things are just going to smell like citric acid forever. Or formic acid forever, which if you want to know, smells like Fruit Loops. That and the little moths that come in like grain.
Okay.
There's these little moths that will like go into like rice, cereal, like whole wheat cereal, the works. And I don't want to think about the amount of like grubs I've accidentally eaten when I was growing up, just because they were cereal, like eggs in the cereal that we just couldn't do anything about. But during the warmer seasons, you would have these little fucking moths that were everywhere. And so you had ants on the counter, ants on you, and then these little bugs flying around everywhere. Like, even when I was so used to it, we were all just so done with it, and that was like just went on for like 20 some odd years.
Yeah, so, that sounds awful.
East Portland, baby! And so, yeah, I think about that a lot. And even, like, we bug bombed our house, like, once or twice every other year. And they just come back.
Yeah, that sounds uniquely awful. There was a year after I first moved to the Denver area where, like, we had a moth, like, problem. Like, the entire city did. And it was just, like... everywhere you looked, there was just moths everywhere. Like, a thick blanket of moths all across the city.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
But, yeah, I also feel the ant thing. Like, I don't think that we ever had, like, a huge ant problem, except for, like, somebody would leave, like, a dirty dish out for too long. And then we'd get ants, and then it took forever for them to go away. And yeah, it's just like, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, infestations are really hard to deal with. I've also like had mold problems off and on for wherever I live. Like right now, I live in a really old building that's like painted over brick, and there's like really bad ventilation, and so like in my bathroom specifically, I have to keep an eye out for mold and just scrub the walls whenever I get a chance.
Right.
So my bathroom, I suppose like mildew or, strong cleaner, and there's no in between.
Yeah. When I first moved out to Denver, I was looking for apartments and everything, and like everywhere I looked, like I would read reviews for apartments, and they were like, "Oh, I got bed bugs from being here," and it made me a hypochondriac for bed bugs specifically. And so every time I went to tour an apartment, I was like, "So has there been bed bugs at this apartment?" And they're like, "No." And I'd be like, "Well, the reviews say," and they're like, "Well, that was like 10 years ago. We have had everything treated since then." But apparently it's like a big thing out here.
Weird. I don't think I've ever had to deal with bed bugs, fortunately.
Yeah, I think it might be just like a Midwest, like
I think we
Rockies East kind of thing.
So, like, I recently did some work where I was working in a leasing office for some public housing here in town, and we did have to check out for bed bugs. So I think I've mostly just gotten lucky, or they at the very least might not be as common.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, I wonder if it is like a kind of Great Plains kind of thing.
Yeah, who knows? If you're in the Great Plains and have a lot of bed bugs, let us know.
Yeah. Come shake my hand.
Statistically, you're probably closer to him.
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know. You wanna leak our addresses real quick and people can just like Google Maps?
Yeah.
You can find me at the Pentagon.
Yeah, you can find me at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Bring as many parasites as you can.
We got plenty there for them to join.
Yeah. Especially for anyone that might be a couch enthusiast. Related back to the entity question.
Yep.
I got another question for you, Caleb.
Okay.
What is the two bones in your forearm?
The hypotenuse and the Pythagorean theorem.
Not quite.
Oh man, was that close?
Not really. What's the name? What's the name of of your wrist bone?
Are you trying to go for the tibia?
Nope, that's not it. So, several months ago.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if we're coming back to this point.
Several months ago, you said something interesting. That you had a good
I said a lot of interesting things on that episode, and then you entered a time loop.
And I have come back from my time loop, and I've learned so much.
Have you thought about the fact that maybe I headbutted the Pachycephalosaurus in order to avoid this question?
I did think about that, and then I stopped thinking about it. So yeah, listeners may recall.
All right. Go through your bit.
Listeners may recall during the Halloween special we did last year that Caleb said he memorized every bone in the human body, and he quickly tried to backpedal on that, which I was not going to let him do. And I said that in about 7 months, I was going to revisit the topic, and by the time this episode's airing, I think it'll be about 7 months.
Yeah, probably.
Because it was October, November, because of the October. November, December.
Yeah. You said 7 months, and the thing is, it's only 6 months because that was Halloween. that we put that episode out on. So you're about a month early. So you have to give me the benefit of the doubt here. You said 7 months. I prepared for 7 months.
Okay. In about a month from when this
Fuck you.
episode airs, I will revisit the topic. I promise.
Yeah, okay. I look forward to your tomfoolery, and I appreciate you derailing this precious episode.
This has been something I've been looking forward to this entire time.
Oh, I'm fully aware. When I told you, hey, go listen to the SCPod Best of 2025 thing, I knew making you do that would bring up I'm sure that there were some things that you forgot, and you were like, wait, I actually really am really happy I remembered this now.
Oh yeah, like I can't believe you actually let me listen to that.
The one episode of SCPod that you ever listened to, and it's the fucking best of.
And it's the one that'll cause the most damage.
How do you think a mouth forms? Like, that is, like, the most cartoonish thing about this, is, like, it just, like, grows appendages and then a mouth, and...
Well, I mean, like...
It's just so cartoony to me.
It kind of reminds me of, like, when, like, this is going to be, like, a wild comparison, but it's the only one I can think of, like, when a caterpillar liquefies in a cocoon to turn into, like, a butterfly.
Okay.
Like, things melt down and then reform, and it's like, I wonder if this mold is doing something similar where it's able to just, like, morph these organs on the fly from whatever, like, proto state they're in when they're in, like, their mold form.
Fair.
And so, I mean, it's not biologically unheard of for a thing to do that. It is wild that mold is doing it without any sort of, like dedicated transformative state. Because, like, it doesn't seem like they go into, like, a cocoon state. They just suddenly get a mouth.
Yeah. It really does, like, kind of strike me as, like, the fucking mimics from Dark Souls, where, like, suddenly they just, like, sprout arms and legs. Like, like, where were you keeping those?
Or, like, how in 40K all space orcs are technically a mold.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep, they're mold.
Every time you bring up 40K, it just makes me want to go watch, like, a 8-hour video documentary on lore of 40K.
I know next to nothing about 40K except for the one or two things that come up. I've known a lot of people who play it in my life, but I've never played it myself. I think the only, like, dedicated media I've ever played were, like, an hour of, like, several random games.
Yeah, like Vermintide or something.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, for Vermintide is the Warhammer is the Dark Fantasy. But, like, I did play a lot of Darktide, or not a lot of Darktide, but I did play Darktide, which is the 40K version. And then, like, I play a little bit of Rogue Trader.
Do you think that you've ever owned a pet that could take one of these in a fight? Because I don't think Momo could.
Like, on paper, maybe, but, like, all the larger animals I've ever had were pushovers. Like, I had a Rottweiler, and then I also had a Pitbull Akita mix, but both were the biggest babies on Earth. And so, like, I'm gonna say no.
Just because they're good-natured.
they're just big babies. The only thing I think that would give it pause would be maybe a couple of the chickens I've had.
Oh, you know what? I actually want to amend my answer about the worst infestation I had. There was a time where my parents brought home 2 parakeets. And I had to live with those for...
You need more than
like
2.
8 months.
It does not count.
It's an infestation if it was still a negative impact on my life.
No. Infestation refers to the amount.
Does it actually?
I think so. But also, even if it is 2, that's just a bird and its buddy.
which is way more than what I need. You know, Zach, I not to start this season off with talking about my fear of birds and
Well, I mean,
how rational or irrational it is.
If you
But
weren't, you know I was going to.
I have frequent times where, like, I will have bird encounters in my day-to-day life, and I think about texting you them, and then I think, that's an awful idea.
Do that. I would love it.
Like, sometimes I'll be walking to work, and I have to walk, like, 2 city blocks to get to my work from where I park. And there's, like, a park right next on the way, and sometimes there'll just be geese there.
Yeah.
And I have to come uncomfortably close to a flock of geese in order to come to work. There was one time that a geese honked at me and I had to slap it. Like,
You fucking slapped a goose.
and you know, I just don't text you these things because I don't want you to worry about me.
Oh, I would worry, would I?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to be careful with that, because like, depending on the goose and where you slap it, like that could be like an actual like criminal thing.
I mean, probably, but I think it's self-defense. I think I could send any police officer this podcast and they'd be like, no, this guy's actually terrified of birds.
I remember one time, like, when you were in town, we were drinking wine on a patio, and, like, there was a hawk overhead, and it kept swooping every now and then, and you just kept looking up and, like, ducking. That's...
Yeah, I... Not sure why that's funny, but, you know.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I don't have a lot for this SCP entry. The only big thing is, like, how does this relate to the bigger picture of everything? And I don't think we're going to get there until, you know, roughly 2 months from now.
I am. If there is no implication that heaven is not just filled with little mold critters, I'm just gonna be disappointed. I don't even believe.
What if it's like an uprising of the critters to fight the Gate Guardian?
Oh no! If we're choosing sides, I'm on the side of the critters.
I think I am too.
Like, I don't know.
I mean, like it is the tagline of the show that we love a fucked up little dude.
We love a fucked up little dude. And these are just fucked up little dudes. These are just varmints.
Yeah.
Like, they're just little things.
So,
like, do you think this has any relation to whatever the fuck's going on with under the bed or foot of the bed?
You know, this harkens back to a few, because, like, we have foot of the bed. We also have the frogs, which are fungal in nature as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think this has anything to do with foot of the bed, because there's no mention of sweet meat or sweet feet meat foot fajitas.
Yeah.
I don't know how you say that so fast. That was difficult.
Sweet foot meat fajita.
But I mean, honestly though, they do be eating things. They have eaten infants in the past. So
they do. They go full terrare.
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, like, aside from affinity...
And it would also... Go ahead.
Aside from, like, furniture affinity...
Yeah, it also, you know, it being fungal and moldy in nature is, like, they prefer low light, which is, like, the conditions for foot of the bed. I mean, maybe we saw foot of the bed. Who knows?
Maybe we saw foot of the bed. Maybe that's like like, there has to be more than 4 colonies or 4 varieties.
Oh, 100%.
So, I mean, like, maybe there's just one that's just invisible to naked light or to regular light. Or, like, only exists in,
Who was the lead researcher on the Gate Guardian? It's Dr. Clef, right?
Maybe. I think so.
Okay. I thought for a second there is Dr. Bright, who is the lead researcher on Foot of the Bed. So I was like, oh, well, maybe we have a tighter thread than we thought.
I think the lead researcher on the Foot of the Bed. Who is that? What number is Foot of the Bed?
I thought it was Dr. Bright. 106, I believe.
106. No, 106 is the old man. I have to.
Oh, well.
I have to go look up our fucking spreadsheet. Foot of the Bed is 72.
Oh, well, I was never getting that in a million years.
It's one of the unimportant numbers. It's right next to Kane on the list.
Damn, it just keeps getting better and better.
Oh, it was
Fuck, I should have answered 55.
What?
Oh, God. Why do people listen to us, Zach?
I don't know. Write down and listen why you listen to us in the comments. 72 does not show who is the lead researcher. If you're the lead researcher for 72, let us know.
Reach out. We'd love to have you on the show.
Or not. I don't know. You tell us. Gay Guardian. You can tell which one you can always tell which episode we record first in the series, on a day, because you'll take that one more seriously, and then you'll get to the last episode you're recording that day, and just like then you get silly.
I mean, I'm just more fascinated with how this fits. Like, okay, at least with Kane, when we covered Kane, it's like, okay, this one obviously like biblical references, like indestructible dude, blah blah blah. Like, how do fucked up little creatures fit in with the Gate Guardian mythos?
Yeah, Dr. Clef's the Gate Guardian is Dr. Clef.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't have anything else for this guy. This is fun.
God, I hope Eden is just overrun with 995.
I mean, if not, it is our personal paradise.
If we're getting in there, we're gonna throw some mold into Eden.
We're gonna roll around the mud.
Yeehaw!
So, Zach, do you have anything else you want to talk about with this guy?
No, not really.
All right, fair enough. Where can people find you?
They can find me over at my blog at www.makeawritingcheck.blogspot.com. I update that twice a month on Saturdays. I don't remember which Saturdays, and so it'll be as much a surprise for me as it is for you. You can follow me over on Roll for Writing at Blue Sky and on Facebook. And you can buy my ebook, Tales from Port Aster, wherever it is you buy ebooks.
There you go. That's the spiel. You can find me on YouTube at Calica, where I post videos of things that I like to do. Things like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or music reviews, or video game stuff, or, yeah, I mean, just kind of whatever I'm feeling like putting out there. So, yeah. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter at SCPod_cast. You can follow us on Instagram at SCPod.cast. And you can follow us on Blue Sky at SCPod. We're available on Spotify and YouTube, as well as a myriad of other sites connected to RSS. Things like iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, and Pandora. I say at the end of every episode, please remember to interact with the video to, in any way, shape, or form. Like, dislike, comment, pause, unpause, leave it on repeat. Things like that. All those really do push us in the algorithm, and if it didn't help, I wouldn't say it at the end of every episode. God knows I don't want to keep saying these words. Lets people find content like this, or helps you find content like this, or helps other people like you find this content. So, yeah. As well, if you listened to last episode, we have launched a Patreon. That is patreon.com/SCPod. For $1 a month, you get access to our schedule for the season. We don't have a lot of extra time to put into doing specials and things like that. And what I didn't mention in the last episode is none of the SCPod content will be paywalled. If anything is posted on that thing, Zach and I have made it abundantly clear to each other that it will only be extra content to deal with us as hosts, not anything to do with SCPod. So, fear not, we're not going to put fucking the lizard behind a paywall. Because that's fucked up. On this episode of That's Fucked Up. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Yeah, so that's about it. And, yeah, look forward to finding out how fucking fucked up little creatures fit into the smiting sword of Uriel. And, yeah. Zach, what words of unwisdom do you have for us today?
Man egg.
Alright, how the fuck do you expect me to follow that up?
Later, fuckers.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.